Well, today we are going on a little emu field trip. It's about 7:18 right now, and I've been kind of getting ready. I've got some stuff in the back, which is something to hold some emus. So one of my kind of emu Facebook friends, YouTube friends, I think we started keeping emus about the same time, maybe 3 years ago. She might have been a little earlier than me, I can't remember. But she saw the post when Allie passed away, and she reached out to me post haste and said, I've got a baby emu that I'd like to give you to replace Allie. Which was an awfully sweet thing to do. Honestly, that is very sweet. So she runs Morning Glory Ranch, Texas, which she's got a YouTube channel, so you should check her out. And she reached out to me and said, yep, come down. I've got, at that time, I don't know, I think she had 2. She's got 3 or more now. So we're looking at getting probably a little boy and a little girl. That'll kind of balance it out. Like, if I got 2 boys, that's too many. Best ratio for emus is 2 boys to a girl. And so we'll have Hank, Sam, and this new one for the boys, and then we'll have Jack and the new emu for the girls. So it's a pretty good ratio. I kind of took a back way through here. Through very rural Texas, which, I wasn't in a hurry, but it's going to add half an hour, 45 minutes to my trip. And I'm kind of making me feel like but it's pretty cool. Pretty neat little towns going through here. Well, I have to say, this is pretty exciting, and I've owned emus for 3 years now, a little over, and I've never seen another, like an emu, that I didn't own in real life. So, it's pretty exciting. I can't wait to see kind of what her situation's like and all that. So hopefully there's 2 ways to go, and I chose one of them. I got a 50-50 shot here of making it. So we'll see. I am going to, oh, I see an emu. I see an emu. That must be her. Look at that big boy.
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
This is the one I'm keeping because it got hurt,
What was the problem with her?
It hurt its leg.
Oh.
So I'm working on her leg. We'll see how it works out.
Man, I was just thinking, I've never seen another emu that wasn't mine in person.
Really? You haven't?
Never.
Wow. I've got these 5. This one over here is the one I hatched in, what was it, April? I think it's April.
April?
Yeah.
He's enormous.
It's Eggy. We call him Eggy.
He's enormous.
Yeah, he's pretty big. He's spoiled. He's just in the... This was like, I can open the door and they can have access to that to get under some,
Yeah.
recently. And they have to.
Hi, buddy. Hi.
Hi. Here.
He's like, who's that?
There's an area over there that
Who's
The
that?
gate is not
Oh, I see.
finished yet between me and my neighbor.
Is that a brand new person? Oh no.
What do you think, buddy?
Hi, buddy.
Hi.
That male,
See, I'm lovable.
that's so
Very
cute.
lovable.
All right, I'm gonna shut this off. It's a lot of space here for him to
Yes.
cruise around.
It's almost 6 acres. It goes downhill back there, and there's a couple of ponds in the back.
I remember seeing them
Yeah.
on your videos. Yeah.
And so they love it back in there, and they almost always lay back by the ponds.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around the ponds. They've been hiding eggs from me occasionally, though. If I don't go at it just the right time and watch where they're at,
Yeah.
it can be a problem.
That is, it's the coolest.
It can get hard to find them because there's so much cover back there.
Yeah.
And
This guy's a sweetheart.
yes, he is. He's a ball.
You're a sweetheart, but you got a mouthful of dirt.
Yeah.
Got a
That's
mouthful
a
of dirt,
typical
buddy.
emu thing. Yes, he is very sweet. He lets me love on him. If I sit down in the pasture, he'll just sit down there with me. And let's see. I moved here. Has it been 3 years now? 3 years ago, and I think I got him the first year I was here. My
Did you-
ex-husband's uncle had an emu, and it made me curious. So then I started researching them, and then when I moved out
Gotcha.
here, I was like, I grew up on a farm in Iowa, but we never had birds.
Yeah.
None. My dad hated birds.
Yeah, mine too.
So I was like, for some reason, I decided I was going to get a bird. I had a cow before I moved here. I had it somewhere else.
I saw a cow down there.
Ernestine, she's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's the only farm animal I had, and I worked really hard and long to be able to move to the country. So I was like, well, I'm going to have animals. And I decided I was going to get some emus, and I found someone, and I went and got some emus.
That's so
And then
great.
you just kind of like, I'm sure you've done, you learn as you go.
Yeah. Did you, so like I said, I'd never seen another emu in person.
Right?
I just watched a million videos.
Yes.
Is that how you started?
I did, and I asked the guy that I got my first two from. I asked lots of questions.
Yeah.
And then it did help that my ex-husband, he was him and his uncle were part of the deal, I guess, back in the 80s and 90s when emus were really popular. And then, so like people out here had bought hundreds and hundreds of emus because they were doing it for meat.
Oh, back in the day.
But then what happened is, I think what happened is, and I could have this wrong, but my understanding is the cattle people got really upset about it because it's a red meat.
Yeah.
And
Better than
they went
cows.
to all the processors and got the processors to refuse to process emus anymore. And so what happened out here was people let emus go, and there was just hundreds of emus roaming the country out here
kidding.
because nobody could feed them. They had bought them for production, and then they didn't have a way to sell them and process them.
So that probably caused all kinds of
It did.
problems.
It caused problems out here, yeah. So they ended up, I don't know what my ex-husband's uncle did for sure, but now they just have one, and it's 30 plus years old. So
Really?
yeah, it's older.
So you've kind of had it in your background at least.
I just knew very little, just little bits and pieces.
Mine was pure YouTube.
Yeah.
You know the difference
See-
between me and your mama, don't you?
You see her. She's in here hiding.
Yeah.
She's like,
She's like, it's cold.
She's like, I'm gonna stay in here. She loves that though. She loves to cuddle up inside of anything. You be nice. You be
Look
nice.
at you. Oh no, you're trying to jump out. You're trying to get her, aren't
Yes,
you?
and he will. He'll bite her.
You're trying to get
Be
her.
nice, Eggy. Be nice. No,
She really wants that
you
emu.
can't have that baby.
That's not a snack.
Sasha says, nope, it's not a snack.
Hi, Sasha. You're a sweetheart too. You're a sweetheart too.
She is a very, very good girl.
I'm gonna show this to Bean and Rocco. They're gonna love it.
I'm sure they'll smell her. I know how that works.
Yeah.
We'll see. I guess Nip's just not going to come out until we ignore her.
Well, maybe we'll see her around the other
Yes.
side.
You want to go in and see the chicks?
Yeah.
Okay. And nice and toasty in here.
I was gonna say this is super
Well, I
toasty.
insulated with this stuff. I don't know. It's Products Total Plus or something. It's
Yeah.
insulation, radiant barrier, and a bunch of other stuff. And then I just put OSB over the top of it. Do you like my little thing to keep them from jumping out?
This is awesome.
Because I didn't plan very good, and I have to build another area for the bigger ones. So this works.
Look at you.
And then my ex-husband put little holes so they can peek out. Isn't that funny? So then you just do that when you want to see them. So this is the one. This is number 9 that you wanted, the bigger one.
Okay.
That's the male. And then This one right here is the female.
How do you know?
I can tell a little bit. This one's a little bit smaller.
They've got bands
and they do
on.
have bands, but number 11 is just a little bit smaller, and I've found that the males generally are smaller than the females.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is, you just leave this on all the time?
I do, and I just
The
make
red
sure it's
light?
up there really good.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy one of those heaters that's like the radiant. So it's not so dangerous, because I know they are dangerous.
Yeah.
But I have it like wire, I have it zip tied, and I have it tied multiple ways. So.
I'm sure, that's not coming down. He likes to,
They love the mirrors.
they like to sit with their little faces in the mirror.
They love mirrors.
When I was originally, when you reached out to me, which was so sweet.
Well, I feel horrible. I can't even imagine. I can't imagine losing one of my emus. I mean, I know that it happens. There's accidents, things happen. But especially when they're a little bit older and you've had them around.
When they're older, that's the thing.
It's very hard. I can't imagine.
That's when it gets really tough. But that was super sweet. Thank you for that. But when you did, I thought, okay, one more. That's all I can do.
Right.
But I remember like Hank growing up on his own, he attached to me. And
it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Like Eggie, because he grew up, even though I had him with a goose, which they figured out eventually they weren't the same, you know.
Yeah.
And I finally had to tell Eggie, and the goose's name was W. I'm like, W, it's okay, you can go be a goose now.
Yeah.
Because he was confused. He couldn't figure out who to go with half the time.
Man, this is so perfect because it's contained, it's warm.
Yes.
You got your computer in here where you do your YouTube videos?
Actually, so yeah, I have that in here, and I put it in here because I do get on it sometimes on the internet. But it had music on it, so I just play the music for him off of it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I started doing that, like, with Hank, is playing the news.
Yeah.
Just so he could have,
Yep.
Music's probably better.
I try to make sure they get used to noise. And I know this one was here when my friend was here, and we were doing all kinds of sawing and all kinds of stuff outside, so he got used to a lot of noise. The other one's not as much, but I'm always doing something, so there's noise. But
I kind of figured from what I know about you, which is not a lot, that these guys would be super, like, friendly.
I have held them as much as I can, and loved on them as much as I can. This one obviously is getting more attention right now, but
he's kind of like Sam.
They play.
Sam
they definitely play.
Lays upside down.
They roll and they lay.
Yeah.
Kind of funny every once in a while.
You little cuties. Look at you. Like Hank, I had him in my shirt or with me. Because it was before I remodeled my house.
Yes.
And so he lived in the kitchen in my house on the floor.
I remember that. Yeah.
And so
he just thought he was a person like you guys.
He thought he was a person.
Or a dog or whatever.
Yep.
All 5 of mine, well, I'll say adults, even though Eggie's not really 100% adult. They all grew up inside my house.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had him in the spare bedroom for the first 4.
Yeah.
And then Eggie was in a brooder that I bought that was almost falling apart, but it worked for a year.
This is industrial size compared to mine.
It is big, and I'm glad I have it. I checked with some people that had been in the emu business for quite some time before I bought one and asked them what they recommended. And
How many eggs?
What they said.
Yeah.
They said this one has a better hatch rate than the commercial ones they have.
Yeah.
So that's the one I got. I'm like, well, that's what I'm going to start with, and I've almost bought a second one, but I'm just like...
That's a beast.
I need the space, actually.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah, so...
Look at that.
What do I have? 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is how I do it. I got my grandma's little chest here, and I put my leg out here like this.
If you want a baby emu...
Yes.
And you live on or around Dallas, Texas...
Yeah, DFW area.
Contact Regina. Easiest thing is probably Morning Glory Ranch on Facebook.
Morning Glory Ranch, Texas.
Morning Glory Ranch, Texas.
Yep.
So reach out.
Yep.
Okay, we have successfully picked up 2 emus. There's one of them right there. They're both very sweet. Regina's. I knew they would be very sweet and nice because she's a sweetheart. So I'm hoping those guys will kind of lay down My son was originally going to come with me, and he's like, how long is the trip? How long is that thing? And I was like, yeah, it's 3.5, 4 hours. He's like, I'll see you when you get back. But that's fine. I got them all kind of covered up and happy, and I think they should be fine. All right, so we'll check back in when we get home. Well, we made it home. The the little guys were kind of losing their minds there for a little while because they're in a little box right there. And so I had to put a lot more weight on the top because they were gonna lose their minds. And I went through this little town where there was no radio. Usually I listen to talk radio or something, news, and I couldn't get any, so I was just, oh, sorry guys. I was going through the channels and I stumbled on this like a pop music channel. And as soon as they heard Olivia Rodrigo, they stopped crying. So keep that in mind. What are those, big guy? Try it. I bet you like it. Give you something to play with anyway.